Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to the Whiskey Cove. And on today's episode, we have hand curated 8 whiskies that I believe drink much smoother than their ABV or proof would suggest. We have quite the selection for you folks here, covering a few different genres of whiskey. And as always, run the video. All right then folks, thank you for joining us here on the Whiskey Cove. Another excellent video coming your way. We are doing one video a week that posts Wednesdays. As we come maybe into the fall, we might ramp that back up to 2 videos. But right now we're sticking to the Wednesday videos. And every now and again we do get a sponsor or an advert to sponsor a video for about 45 seconds or so. So today's sponsor is going to be the one and only ZBiotics. So ZBiotics has been over a year sponsor of the channel, 18 months even. We're very happy that we're able to work with them once again. Now, what is ZBiotics is what you might be asking. So as someone who likes to drink whiskey, as someone who likes to also be very active, maybe the golf course with my kids, I don't really want to wake up the next day and have a day completely wasted. And that really is where ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink comes in. So ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings the day after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's the blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make ZBiotics your first drink of the night, drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow. So as you might see on screen now, there's a little QR code. Definitely scan that and that will take you over to their websites. And my discount code is on the screen now and it's also in the description down below. So definitely use that to get a discount off your order there. Again, thank you to ZBiotics for sponsoring our video today. Again, a lot of what we do with the giveaways and whatnot wouldn't be possible without them. So support me by supporting my sponsors. Thank you to ZBiotics. Alrighty then folks, then let's delve into this list, and really in no particular order. Bottle number 1, and that is going to be Bombberg. So Bombberg is a bit of a staple here in the Whiskey Cove. The proof on this is 108 proof or 54% ABV. So definitely quite getting up there, definitely the higher side of the ABV and proof, right? I consider everything above 50% to be getting up there in proof, and this is 108 proof. However, it's so soft. It kind of comes across as a little bit of a toasted whiskey almost, and I don't know if that's necessarily what they're trying to do, but it really does. It's very dessert forward, has a really soft, pillowy, oily mouthfeel. The flavors are very sugary forward there too. And it just really comes together as an enjoyable bottle of whiskey. If you want to get this at the distillery, it's going to cost you probably $140 if you're able to get it on your own. Mictors have a tendency of pairing them with other bottles that you might not want, so expect that if you are in Louisville, Kentucky. If you see it nationally, you should be looking at $130, $140. However, I was in Costco recently and I had just missed out on some Bombbergers and Shanks, and they had it listed because they still had the plaque for $109. So if you're able to get it for that price, that's an absolute steal for the Bombbergers. And again, this bottle epitomizes this list because it really drinks like a 45% ABV or 90 proof whiskey, in my opinion. So well above that ABV and proof. And some of these whiskeys can get a little bit dangerous because you forget just the ABV and proof of them. And that was Bombbergers, and that is 108 proof there. Moving on, we are going to a rye here, and that is because we are going to Sagamore Spirits. So you're probably thinking, anybody who knows this whiskey, well, Sagamore Spirits double oaked isn't necessarily the highest proof whiskey in the world, and it really isn't. It's really low proof in comparison to a lot of other whiskey on this list. It is 48.3% ABV or 96.6 proof. However, it drinks below that. It is such an easy sipper, and I think maybe there's a little bit of a theme to some of these bottles on this list, and that is maybe that they're quite dessert forward. They're quite more sugar, more maple syrup, more caramel forward. They have a really good mouthfeel as well, and this is exactly like that. You do get some of the wood presence as it is double oaked, some like Rice Krispie marshmallow notes. There's a little bit of spice in there too, but it's not a super abrasive rye spice at all. It really blends very well, comes together excellently, and again, that syrupy mouthfeel just brings everything down. It is full of flavor. but not much heat whatsoever. Probably drinks more like 45% ABV, again on 90 proof. Not as much of a drop off as the Bombberg, but still very approachable for that proof and ABV level. What would you pay for this? I think you're looking around about $60 now. I haven't seen these being on shelves all too much recently, and I don't necessarily know why that is. I know the Sagamore Spirits brought out a bottled in bond whiskey that was all their own stuff. So I wonder if they're converting over, so maybe there's some sort of little bit of delay. If you know, please let me know down in the comments. But I haven't seen this as much as I'd like to. You'll probably be paying 60, maybe a little bit more for that, but it's a hell of a bottle and you get a whole lot of whiskey for the price. That was Sagamore Spirits Double Oaked. Next up, and let's kick up the ABV and proof a little bit, and that is Russell's Reserve 15. So this is batch 1. Have they brought out a batch 2? Yeah, I know the 13 just got released. I don't think they have. As you can see, we've been enjoying this bottle very much. And look at the color on that. That is very, very dark. What is the ABV and proof on this? So this is non-chill filtered and it is 58.6% ABV or 117.2 proof. And when I open this bottle and when I taste it, I don't get blown away by the proof. And sometimes when you get close to 60% ABV or 120 proof, that can happen a lot. But this is just so punchy in the aspect of has so much flavor that you just tend to forget about the ABV and proof. Very cherry forward, very woody, very well rounded. And again, like the two before, it's such great mouthfeel. That has a hell of a nose. I'm going to be so disappointed when this is gone. It's very cola forward, like a cherry Coke almost. A really nice kind of sugary sweetness there too. It is a great bottle of whiskey. If they release another 15, which I'm sure they will, I don't think it would touch just how good this bottle is. This is a real unicorn bottle. They nailed that. Just a little bit of a shame about the price. I think I paid $350. This year, I don't believe that I've spent a considerable amount on one single bottle, so I still have that in my back pocket, especially as the Kentucky Bourbon Fest is fast approaching, so I want to keep that in mind. I have the ability in my own mind to spend more than $300 on a bottle. Looking forward to that. Next up, we have Old Forester and these Black Label single barrels. 50% ABV or 100 proof. Again, middle of the road, kind of like that bonded level, right? However, very approachable. I would say in general, I could have picked a few different Old Forester products here. I went with the Black Labels just because I think that they have a little more body than some of the other ones. Maybe I was thinking about reaching for the 1924. Old Forester doesn't have a spicy profile. It's not super like over oaked or anything like that. It's again very dessert forward, very sweet, lots of caramel, lots of new charred American oak in their whiskey. And so much cherry. There's a little bit of a banana note there as well. I don't mind that. There's like a savory banana bread, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful note. And it comes together really well with some of the cherry there and the kind of the walnut notes there. A great bottle of whiskey. This is fantastic, by the way. This is a single. The Black Labels are all single barrels, but this is from Cantina Single Barrel H6. But yeah, lights out. I don't know what it is about these black bottles, but they're so good compared to some of the blue bottles that I've had lately, but that's been a video that we've already done. Next up, we have Maker's Mark Cellar Aged. Very sugary forward, like the cane sugary forward. It doesn't have a crazy awesome mouthfeel like some of the other bottles that we've seen before us. Proof on ABV, you're looking at 57.85% ABV or 115.7 proof. So definitely getting up there. I would say that oftentimes Maker's Mark stuff can come across a little spicy. This doesn't. This is much more well-rounded. Has a balance between some of the spicier notes, the wood notes, and then the caramel sweetness, almost like the sugarcane sweetness there too. Comes over the top and kind of folds all that in together. Little bit of cherry there too, very approachable. It drinks more like a bottled and bonded 100 proofer in the best sort of way possible. I think Maker's Mark do a really great job with these cellar aged whiskies. I'm very happy that I was able to get that. Much like a lot of whiskey that I have here. How much did I pay for it? I think I was at around 150, 160 or so for that. And it's a blend, right, between 11 and 12 year. So it's 13% whiskey aged 11 years and then 87% aged 12 years. And I think that's the sweet spot for a lot of this whiskey, because I feel like before you go too far over 12 years, it can sometimes come across as over-oaked. The Russell's 15 did a great job at not kind of including too much tannin oak notes on there, but the cellar aged has also done a really great job at just rounding out everything. And that is a great bottle of whiskey. 3 left. Next up, and we're going back to ryes, and that is Jack Daniel's Barrelproof Rye. So I could have chosen any of the Jack Daniels up there, really. I could have chosen the Barrelproof whiskey. I could have chosen the Coy Hill. All the kind of specialty bottles like these Jack Daniels, they drink so easy. Like this guy, for example, is 64.5% ABV or 129 proof, but damn, it drinks more like 55% ABV or 110 proof. Big banana notes. I know that we had some banana notes from the Old Forest and it is Old Brown Forman, but huge ripe banana notes on this one. But then there's a lot more toffee, there's a lot more caramel drizzle and brown sugar there too. There's no real heavy rye presence on this. If you're a bourbon drinker who likes higher proof bourbons and hasn't really found a great rye, I think this will be it. It's very sweet, and you don't get a lot, as I said, of that rolled rye notes. Very approachable, and this is probably the most dangerous bottle I have on this list, because I can keep pouring myself glasses of that, because it doesn't blow my palate into pieces, and I sometimes forget just how high proof and ABV that has. That was the Jack Daniel's Barrelproof Rye. Next up, when we have Bardstown 12, there are some Bardstowns that are quite similar, but this one does have a lot of aged distillate in it. This is the Bardstown Discovery Series. 48% is going to be 14 year, 29% is going to be 10 year, 15% is going to be 10 year, and then 8% is going to be 6 year. So I really think that even though there's 8% of the 6 year, it really helps balance out some of the older stuff in there. Again, not making it so oaky. I think Bardstown did a really great job with this one. I would say personally this has been the best Discovery Series that I've tried, and I've tried probably about 8 of them. And this is coming in at 57.6 proof or 115.2 proof. 57.6% ABV or 115.2 proof. Excellent bottle of whiskey, so well rounded. Again, drinks almost like in the region of like 50% ABV or 100 proof. So well approachable. The price is obviously maybe a little bit of a battle for some people out there. You're looking closer to $150. However, I would definitely pay that for this bottle again. I think they absolutely knocked it out of the park with this. Probably the best stuff that I've ever tasted from Bardstown. I know that a lot of it's sourced, but they are starting to get more of their own distillate online now. So we'll see as maybe the next few more discoveries, maybe when we get to like Discovery 15, 16, their stuff might be like 10 years old or so. So it will be really interesting to see how that really compares to a lot of the sourcing that they've done in previous batches. And then lastly, we have Bllandons Gold. So Bllandons Gold is the only Buffalo Trace whiskey that we have on this list, which is interesting. This is, I always struggle to find the ABV on this. So this is 51.5% ABV or 51.5% ABV, or that's going to be 103 proof, but it really drinks like 44% ABV or 88 proof. It has so much vanilla on the nose and on the mouthfeel. It has so much cherry, so much caramel, and there's almost just like an oaky wafer note in the background. I'm actually getting a lot of cola vibes from it today as well. But yeah, no spice whatsoever. If you're not really looking for a spicy whiskey and you're looking for something quite special, I think I paid 150 for this. This is definitely the bottle to get. It's not very oak forward. Bear in mind, I know that sometimes when I bring this up in videos, this bottle, I know that it is a single barrel. I know that the notes will vary. However, this specific single barrel is not very spicy at all. It's so easy to drink. And again, it's pretty dangerous. I do like ABV for my whiskeys to be around 50% ABV to 55% ABV, so 100 proof to 110 proof. However, there are some whiskeys that I'll get that are higher than that, that I'll really enjoy because of just how they drink, and like any one of these 8 bottles would definitely fit that category. So let me know down below, what is a bottle of whiskey that you always go to just because it's just so drinkable for the ABV, just because it's so drinkable for the proof? I'd love to know, because sometimes those are the whiskeys that I like to buy, so I'd love to hear a little bit more from you there. Thanks to ZBiotics for sponsoring today's video. And then lastly, if you haven't already signed up for the subscriber only raffle, it is free to enter. You just have to be a subscriber. All the information is on the screen now as we hit 10,000 subscribers. Oh, so close. It was going to be fun. We're going to do a huge live stream. We're going to do the giveaway, big, lots of samples. It's going to be a hell of a time. So as we drink through the world's whiskeys, one glass at a time, thank you so much for watching. Cheers.